necessarily represent the views of the advertisers, management, staff, or ownership of WCTC.
No time to call Jersey Central? Join the conversation online and be a part of WCTC's real-time talk. Like 1450 WCTC on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at 1450 WCTC. Jersey Central with Burt Barron.
Think we could listen to the radio or something?
On the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
It is 8:08. It is hour number 3 of Jersey Central. Friday morning here on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. It is Burt Barron. Good morning to you. Coming up at 8:20, the WCTC Ford's Jewelers Gem of the Day word. We'll give you the word, have it handy. Listen to Tommy G this afternoon. He'll ask you to call him with the word. First caller to do so in the running to win a skybox, a suite for a 2017 Somerset Patriots home game. So we'll give you the word coming up at 8:20. Joining me now on the Raritan Bay Medical Center Jersey Newsmaker Hotline. Let's welcome back to WCTC, Executive Board Member of the Italian-American One Voice Coalition, and we're going to talk to Andre DiMino. Cleanup efforts, of course, continuing regarding this awful earthquake that happened in central Italy earlier this week. And let's find out some ways about how we can help our friends, of course, overseas. Andre, good morning. It's Burt Barron. Welcome back to WCTC. How are you?
Good, Burt. Wish I was back on under better circumstances.
Yeah, I understand. And I guess this was overnight hours in the United States on Wednesday when this happened?
Yeah, it was 3:30 in the morning, and we awoke to see the devastation in these small towns. It was just terrible.
Yeah, and the pictures were heartbreaking, Andre. This was an area of Italy where villages that had stood for centuries, and this is timeless architecture that will never be replaced, and some of these towns, unfortunately, just reduced to absolute rubble. It's really heartbreaking to see.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, the loss of not only the old historic buildings, but the tremendous loss of life and the homelessness, and so many lives have been totally disrupted by this.
Yeah, this is going to be this is not a short-term fix or a short-term recovery. And it seems like at least there's some positivity. At least there was a video that went viral and went around the world of a 10-year-old girl being rescued from the rubble, and rescuers are clapping and applauding, and everyone's sobbing uncontrollably because this young girl survived thanks to the heroic efforts of these people who are leading the recovery.
I tell you, it's really incredible. There's over, I think it's something like 5,400 emergency workers and 50 sniffer dogs, and they're doing they can. And people were found way long after the earthquake, as you said, very dramatic videos. I understand there's over 215 people now that have been pulled from under the rubble. Unfortunately, for the past 12 to 20 hours, I think there's been no one else. But they haven't given up. They're still looking.
Yeah, that's it. And I understand this was such a powerful earthquake. I believe it was 6 or higher on the Richter scale. It was felt as far away as the city of Rome. And that's quite a distance away, right, Andre?
Yes, absolutely. It was a 6.7 on the Richter scale, and actually overnight, just a few hours ago, an aftershock was 4.8.
Wow.
So therefore, they're still suffering, and buildings are still coming down. And you're right, it was felt from Perugia to the north all the way down to Rome towards the south.
Yeah, those aftershocks really worry me, too, because you don't know when they're going to happen. Everybody's already on edge. There's been tremendous loss of life already, and just the unpredictability. It's not an easy time over there. And is there a multinational effort, Andre, underway to help with the recovery?
Oh, yes, there's no question about it. Of course, Italy has dramatically put resources behind it. They've declared a state of emergency, as you can imagine. But also England, there were a number of people vacationing there, Britons that were vacationing. So now they're sending support over. And here in the U.S., a lot of Italian-American organizations are looking to see what they can do. We at the One Voice organization, I myself personally, have been in contact with our contacts in Rome. And right now, as you can imagine, Bert, things are still unfolding. It's still a search and recovery situation. So they don't know exactly what they need, but of course we know that they're going to need financial support, and that's what we're looking to do. And our contacts in Rome are going to be giving us on the ground information of where needs will really be as the days unfold.
Terrific. And just watching again the pictures, this is an area. Is this Umbria? I mean, people might be familiar with that name. There was a movie that was shot there, and just a very tranquil and beautiful region of Italy. That's kind of where this was all happening, also, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. This is up at the top of the mountain range there between Perugia and Rome. It is the Umbria area, part of the Marche region as well. The actual center of it was in Accumoli, which was a very, very small town of less than 200 people, but the real damage occurred in a town called Amatrice. Amatrice only has a few thousand people, but it is a vacation spot, as you can imagine, people here go to the mountains over the weekend, and that's what happens there is that people from Rome and from Perugia go up to this beautiful mountainous area because of the old buildings and tranquil setting, as you said. So unfortunately, not only were the residents hit, but many, many tourists were there from England as well as from Rome and other parts of Italy.
We're speaking with Andre DiMino this morning on WCTC. He's with the Italian-American One Voice Coalition. He's been my guest several times over the years, and it's always great to get his input and his updates on what's happening over in Italy. Andre, it doesn't seem like earthquakes, at least of this magnitude, are common in Italy. You think about other regions of the world where it seems like this happens, South America, sometimes the Middle East, and we're, of course, not immune to that here in the United States, of course. But is it common in Italy to see earthquakes of this size?
Well, the last one they had of this side was in L'Aquila, which was back in 2009. Another devastating earthquake that hit that area. I would say it's not uncommon. There is active volcanoes in Italy, so although you may not hear it on a regular basis, unfortunately, when they do hit, they affect these buildings. You've got to realize, obviously Italy has very old architecture, as you mentioned, so they're certainly not earthquake-proof. So when it hits, it's usually very devastating. I don't know if you've seen some of these aerial drone photos of this area, but these towns are literally flattened at this point. I mean, they're just, these buildings are just rubble.
Yeah, this is priceless buildings that would just never be replaced, obviously, and your heart just breaks for the people there, of course. How can people get involved, Andre? Is there anything that somebody listening today here in Jersey or in America could perhaps help out? Is there anything that can be done?
Well, of course, the first thing we'd recommend is prayers for the people that are going through this and those that have lost their lives. But secondarily, there will be needs. There will be all types of things that can be helped financially. We are, as I said, speaking with our people on the ground in Rome and in that area. And right now, the Italian-American One Voice Coalition, we're made up of a number of organizations, but we do know that Unico National does have a disaster relief fund. So if anybody'd like to make any contributions, they could go to one of our coalition members, which is Unico National, at unico.org, and they are taking donations for the disaster relief fund. And I can tell you that there's a record at Unico National making sure that these funds go directly to the people in need. It is a 501c organization, so therefore it's tax deductible, and financial help, of course, will be needed as the days go by.
Yeah, good stuff. I have some cousins who still live in Italy, Andre. They're in the Naples area, and I got word that everybody was okay, so right away, thank you. I felt better, but then I felt bad for the people who weren't okay. So it's going to be a long recovery, but thank goodness people are pitching in, and it's going to take some time. Andre, thank you for your time this morning. Always appreciate to hear from you, and we'll talk again soon, hopefully on some happier things, all right?
I appreciate that, Bert. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.